Hi, my name is DeWitt. I am a Brokerage Director, really just external sales for Hallett Financial, and I've been with the company a little over 11 years. We're always working on a number of cases at any one time, and actually, that's what makes my job so fun, is that all these cases are coming from different advisors with different pockets of prospects and clients. Every phone call I receive, I have no idea what the facts of the case will be, and I need to be able to think on my feet to give somewhat of an intelligible answer and a plan on how to proceed and bring the best recommendation to your client. As for a specific case that I'm working on, let me give you more of a scenario that I seem to be getting more frequently. About every month, over the past few months, I'll have an advisor call me and say something to the effect of, I have a business owner client that needs to close on a bank loan next week, and they need a life insurance policy in force in order to close. Can you help me with that? Well, first of all, generally speaking, there is no way to fully underwrite life insurance and have it in force and collaterally assigned to the bank within a week. So for this process, there's really a two-step solution. First, we need to hustle to see if we can get Lloyd's of London to offer on that business owner. They have a death benefit that they can put in place with almost no underwriting. You certainly pay for it, and there are some limitations to the coverage, but this usually satisfies the bank's requirement so they can close the loan on time. And then lastly, we start the process of fully underwriting with a domestic carrier to get coverage in place. Once that piece is in place, we collaterally assign that policy to the bank as well, and then ask Lloyd's of London to surrender the initial policy. So there are a lot of moving parts, and we need to make sure we're timely, but we can certainly help you through this process. In my opinion, I think the best way to build strong relationships with advisors is to get to know them on some sort of a personal level. What does their family picture look like? What are their hobbies or sports they play? Or what do they do in their free time? From there, try to find commonality and relate to them on that level. If you find something you're both passionate about, then it isn't work. It's fun to pick up the phone and have a conversation or shoot them a text. That's the best way to build relationships, in my opinion. You know, everyone knows the stats of what percentage of people will require care and the average length of needing care will be towards the end of life. So that's not really a fun conversation. But if you flip the conversation to education on the options of long-term care in the marketplace right now, I think that is where you really have a deeper conversation with the clients. Also, what the state of Washington's government program they just enacted recently looks like for all W-2 employees in the state of Washington is a little crazy. And knowing that other states around the country are looking at similar programs, including Minnesota where we are, they're discussing that same thing, which will really change the conversation. So that's what you need to look for, is how do you change that conversation from selling to just awareness for the client? In my opinion, long-term care is all about planting those seeds. So when your clients experience long-term care events with their family or their friends, they're immediately thinking of you. Actually, the one that still inspires me is a Northwestern Mutual advisor that I worked for until he passed away 12 years ago. I worked for Gibbs for 10 years. Jake was that old school life insurance agent that wrote the book on sales techniques and relationship building. The one phrase I will always remember him saying, the only way to be referable is to follow 4 simple rules. Do what you say, finish what you start, show up on time, and say please and thank you. If you don't do those, nobody's going to refer you to their friends and colleagues. You know, one project I am pretty proud of Back in the beginning of 2020, just before the world shut down with the pandemic, a couple parents in the area I live in started a rock band. We play a bunch of covers from the 70s to today, and we've played in a couple bars. Naturally, our name is 6 Feet Apart, and you can find us on Facebook. I play the drums, and I've never been in a band before. So we are having fun. We're playing loud, and we are rocking hard.